In this video we're going to look specifically at speed as a compound measure. There are lots of different compound measures around, and usually they involve a relationship that's directly proportional. So one of the variables changes at a constant rate. If one of those variables is time, then we usually refer to this as a rate of change. Any form of movement is a rate of change of distance with time. So an example of an athlete running around a track, that's a rate of change of distance with time. Now if they're moving at the same speed, so a constant speed all the time, then the distance and the time are directly proportional, and we can calculate that proportion and we call it speed. Speed is the distance travelled divided by the time taken. Now we know that, for example, a runner running around a track will not always run at a constant speed, but if you take the distance travelled over a period of time, then the distance travelled divided by the time does work out an average speed. But we're just going to use it as speed here. It's also worthwhile pointing out at this time that we work out velocity in the same way. Velocity is also the distance travelled divided by the time taken. There is a difference between velocity and speed. Speed is just a value, a number. Velocity also has to have the direction of travel specified. But in terms of the calculation of the value, it is exactly the same. So let's look at conversion of speed from one unit to another. And we do it in exactly the same way as we do for density. It's just that the units are different and therefore the calculations are going to be different. So here's a question. What is 25 meters per second in kilometers per hour? So to convert from, first of all, meters to kilometers, we have to divide by 1,000 because there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So 25 meters is 0.025 kilometers. To convert from seconds into hours, well, in 1 hour there are 60 minutes and in 1 minute there are 60 seconds. So the number of seconds in an hour is 3,600. So 1 second is 1 divided by 3,600ths of an hour. It's worth remembering that 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. You will use that time and again. So 25 meters per second is 0.025 times 3,600, which equals 90 kilometers per hour. For those of you used to working in miles per hour, that's about 56 or 57 miles per hour. So 25 meters per second is quite fast. If you think about it, that would mean covering a 100-meter distance in 4 seconds. Much faster than even Usain Bolt can run that distance. So the conversion of any compound measure is quite straightforward, as long as you know what the conversion factors between the different measurements involved, the different units involved are. And those are the things that you're going to have to just get used to learning. As with all problems where there are more than one step involved, always make sure you write down the intermediate steps. If you do this, you're less likely to make forgetful errors and you're more likely to end up with the correct answer.